gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Your host Superman in the house, another day on PulseChain. And as you can see, PulseChain season ahead. It just seems inevitable, just seems crazy good. This ProveX could be the supercharger, along with a few other things going on as well. It's going to be pretty exciting. So get in the chat there. Let me know your thoughts on ProveX, how you think it might impact the PulseChain. Get in there and let's find out. But we're also going to be talking obviously about the Richard Art cause, potential impact on that. Obviously, SolidX right now is pumping off the bottom. LP was being reduced, being pulled, and SolidX is on the move. We've got CoinWell coming up. I'm excited about that from Rack and Michelle. And then, of course, PCock ramping up its November roadmap, recently adding Pulse, Wrap Pulse, and, of course, this weekend coming up is going to be Ethereum and Ethereum and PDI. So it's going to be huge. So that's going to really get things going. It's pretty exciting. So, and there's a lot more happening on the chain. We've had a few new product launches as well. I haven't managed to check them out yet. So it's always a little bit nervous talking about certain things when you haven't had enough time to check it. But there's definitely some launches out there as well. Pretty cool around privacy. So privacy starting to be a building theme on the old PulseChain. All right, get in the chat, say hello. First of all, let's share the channel around and get going with that. Let's share the channel. Let's just find out where the stream link is. The other thing we're going to be talking about today is the Monster Thread, guys, because Monster Thread number 27 is out. MVS Crypto been working hard on that. Great job. 27 weeks. Woohoo! PulseChain, hottest news. I love it. So share the show on X. Share show on, let's do it properly, show on X, and bam, that is the link right there. All right, so that is the link. Get onto that, folks, and share that around. That'd be really, really great. Just take a moment, hit the repost button. All right, what else are we going to say? I think that's it on there. We're going to talk about Titanx as well. Titanx is on the move, so on Ethereum, Titanx getting a bit of a pump today off the bottom. Is this the beginning of something special? I don't see the buy and burn operating. So someone's moving it. Not sure it's a particular project or what, but definitely had a bit of a bump today off the bottom there. So we're going to tick out Titanx as well. Now, I did get a comment from somebody saying you cover green candles. Well, it's because mostly people like green candles. If I was covering red candles all day, every day, would people really enjoy that? I don't think so. So I don't know. Some people need to think through their logic a little bit. If they were doing a stream, if they were streaming, would they be covering red candles every day? That's what they were asking me to do. Why don't you cover some red candles? And I was like, what's the point? I mean, we cover red candles when we do the top 100 coins on PulseChain. It is what it is, but that's just the fact that they're down. And sometimes we have rotation, right? We have a lot of rotation. So I don't know. People need to think through a little bit through their comments. It is what it is. Ed Hadvina in house there. ProveX can rewrite the meaning of DeFi and cause all the core coins to pump to the moon. Woohoo! I like that, Eddie. That's true. That's true. It could be huge, mega. The way I describe it is that you've got the what I actually say. I can't remember. I got a formula. I wrote. I've forgotten. But we're going to go to find it. We'll go find it. Maybe we'll find it. Anyway, so basically the idea is that we're going to get. I'm just going to remember the formula because I was the one that wrote it. What was it called? No, so basically we get retail. We get. I can't even remember now. My mind's just blank on it for some stupid reason. We'll come back to it. What's Shaken Superman says? Check my pulse. Well, apparently my memory is shot today. All right, so let's get into it. Let's start off with the stock market briefly and get into that. But first of all, looks like I got rid of something and then it's back again. Let me fix that. Oh no, that's all right. It's okay. Well, that's weird, isn't it? This shows up weird. All right, so let me jump over to the stock market. We're going to go through that. So Monday, right? Monday. This week's going to be very exciting. Very excited about this week. Stock market today, S&P 500 ends high as tech jumps on hopes for end of shutdown. Now, you guys know we've had 4 issues, don't we? We've got 4 issues this year that I can see that are particularly major. Well, first one, of course, is the government shutdown. It's been going for like 40 days. We want that to end. It's looking good. We got getting good news over the weekend on that, or at least on Monday. And then number 2 is we've got the tariffs in the Supreme Court, right? So tariffs in the Supreme Court. We're waiting. The oral arguments have been heard. We're waiting for the result of that, and that is probably the biggest thing, elephant in the room, really. And then thirdly, we got NVIDIA reporting on the 19th. And the reason why that's important because that is leading the whole AI narrative. So if they're making money, the market's going to be positive. And then number 4, we got the 10th of December with the interest rate cuts. So for me at the moment, those seem to be the big 4 in terms of kind of macro picture stuff. So we're going to keep a tab on that, right? Keep a tab on that. The other thing, of course, is we are pretty bullish about where the market's going to go. We've had 2 major crypto liquidation events. Bitcoin dominance, which we're going to look at today, is sitting around 60%, and we're expecting that to end up moving into altcoin season. It does look bearish on the Bitcoin dominance. We'll check that out, and then and so we're looking for quantitative easing in December. Really kick in from neutral to from tightening to neutral to easing, and that's going to be very bullish potentially for December, particularly, and into the new year, into Q1, Q2, Q3. 2026, and we're also expecting on the back of that the economic boom from all the investments that have been made this year to start kicking in to next year. Remember, $21 trillion has been raised so far by Trump, and he's also looking to do the $2,000 checks with the tariffs. So we'll see how that goes with the Supreme Court. But also, that's also a big boom, right? We saw that with the COVID checks, and it could be pretty cool. Now, the difference with Trump, though, compared to the Biden era, when they had high inflation, is that they ended up, if a lot of that money goes to investments, it's kind of good, but it ends up also that Trump is moving the supply side of the U.S. economy, which is what the Democrats don't do, right? And so this is really profound that we should be able to absorb that going in next year for inflation. So it's going to be pretty important there. So yeah, that's some of the overviews there. So stock market today, Dow Jones is up 0.8%, 381 points to 47,368. The S&P 500 up 1.5% to 103 points to 6,832 on the index. Nasdaq with all the tech companies in it up 2.25%. So a really big move for the old Nasdaq there on the back of this shutdown hopes being opened up. 522 points to 23,527. So that's really good. So if we look at the all-time highs, we're not far away from the all-time highs after having that bit of a dip to 23,000. And we're back at 23.5 with the high back here around 23.7 or something like that. So, it's good news. So let's quickly go to the commodities first. US dollar, 99.5. That's pretty flat. And then the commodities there, West Texas, $60, up 0.5%. Brent oil, $64. That's pretty flat. Gold is at 41.23. So a really nice move for gold, up 2.83%, $113. Silver at $50.40. So back over $50 is silver, up $2.62 or almost 5%. So a really nice move there. And as you guys know, if you've been watching the show for some time, we've been talking about silver rallying into $75 to $125, and it seemed incredible, but it's definitely heading that direction. And of course, if you're in New Zealand, Australia, you're getting the premium on the exchange rate as well, which is quite a doozy. All right, so let's see who else is jumping on here. We got Check My Pulse, what's shaking Superman. We've got Acid Thunder. Hey, Superman. Good to see Acid Thunder. Big shout out to all the people in the chat there. Smash the like and subscribe. Absolutely. Liking a little Superman there, Crypto Jacks. And we've got Alanfa in the house as well. Hey. Great to see Alanfa too. Awesome. So we've got a great bunch of people in the chat there. Keep up the good work, as we say. Good week. So that's kind of where we are right now. And let's have a quick look at the vote there. So the Senate moves to end government shutdown. The Senate voted for 60-40 on Sunday in a test to vote to move towards passing legislation on to fund the government until at least January the 30th. So we've got a little extension here. And this followed 8 Democrat senators offering their support to Republicans offered to hold a later vote on extending certain healthcare subsidies. Of course, the problem with a lot of those subsidies is they're going through to people that aren't American citizens, illegal citizens, and that's the problem, right? That's the doozy. As well as assurances that federal workers fired during the shutdown will be brought back. Now, some of the people fired were, remember, one of the strategies or big mega things that Trump's trying to do is reduce the public sector, and he wants to do it and this has given him a chance to do that in particular ways, and then of course expand the private sector, so get the economy really booming. And of course, by doing that, also you're going to get rid of the deep state much faster, right? So the deep state is broad, right? The Democrats have absolutely contaminated the deep state in the United States. We've got this in New Zealand, but we've got no one to get rid of them. Our government came in, said they're going to do some stuff. They did a very, very minor little job, and we've got a whole ton of extremists running our government departments. It's horrific here. I cannot tell you. It is so horrific. And so, yeah, we don't have any Trump to come in and save us. That's the problem that we don't have. So that's kind of where things are. So good news there in the United States, and no doubt, they'll do their best to shrink that. The Senate will still need to hold a final vote on the spending bill, after which it will need to be considered by the House of Representatives before signed into law. But I think that's all pretty much going to go through, unless there's some hiccup again. But it does look very promising. The prospect of a potential breakthrough in Congress encouraged investors as the country's longest ever shutdown, which ended its 40th day on Sunday, has resulted in disruptions across the country, of course, air travel being one of them. So, yeah, that's some of the things that's going on there. I think that's all we're going to talk about there. Yep. So we'll see how we get on from there. So that is, let's have a look at the interest rate cuts and see where the mantra is for December. Remember, these are one of our 4 big things. 4 weeks and 1 day and 20 hours to go, 10th of December. We've got 58.8% of the market expecting a 25 basis point cut at the moment. So still the majority of the market, and fingers crossed that is the case. We're definitely on an interest rate cycle down, but we obviously want to make that sure that happens there. All right, we might bring in some more stuff around inflation stuff another time. All right, so that's pretty much it for our stock market update. Hope you guys enjoyed that. It's no use covering crypto. I think if you're not covering the stock market and economic news, you're just ignorant. Stay ignorant that way. Sandy Beach in the house there. Hey, Sandy Beach, like a little beach there. So, hello, Superman. Well, Sandy was designed. God designed Sandy especially for the beach with the Sandy's golden locks. Hey, Superman and everybody. Hey, great to see you, Sandy, as always. I've been tweeting with Hog. Yeah, hey, look, good idea, Sandy Beach. Hog's doing amazing stuff. Heart with Dog. We're big fans, and they're doing an awesome job. So they're also in the monster thread this week, episode 3, which you're probably well aware of. Looking good there. So everyone hasn't checked out the PulseChain's anime series, Pulse of the Fallen. Well, they've got a interim series called The Chronicles of Somi. I think it's Hog, Somi, and Andrew Tate. So the adventures are pretty cool. It's pretty hilarious as well. All right, so that's kind of cool. Let me jump over to. Just realized I've got to pull something up here. Let me do that first before we get into the next section, which is, you guys know it, the major crypto majors. We're leading towards the old. What do we get? We're getting towards PulseChain updates and a lot of the pumping markets. So let's go to the crypto market, and we've got a few things to say about this. And there we go. So we've got the total market right now, 3.65 trillion, up 0.7% today. So a green day. Remember, this is still a very small market. I like to reminding about that because it is so small relative to where it's going to be going. We've got Bitcoin right now at $105,630, up 1.2%. Ethereum is down 0.6% at $3,550. Number 4 is XRP, up 8.3%. So nice little move of the XRP at $2.53. BNB is down 0.4% at $988. We've got Solana at number 6 is up 0.9% at $166. Tron at number 9 is up 1.5% at 29.5 cents. And finally, top 10 Doge is up 0.6% at 18 cents. So a little bit of a mixed results there. Best performer is XRP, up 8.3%. And in terms of the week, the best performer is also XRP, up 9.2% for the week. Doge there, not too far behind though, 8.2%. So that's kind of where we are right now. And Bitcoin looking a bit stronger overnight, which is kind of cool. Best performer in the top 100 is Uniswap, up 37%. World Liberty Finance is up 22%. Trump Official up 16%. Probably all on the government shutdown aspects to it. XRP up 8.3% and HBAR up 9% as well. And over the last week, let's see who the best performer is. Well, Filecoin up 81%, Internet Computer 76%, Uniswap 70%, Near Protocol 45%, and finally World Liberty Financial, FRIES as they call it on PulseChain, up 31%. So that is the mark. Top 1,000, we got Burned FI or BurnFi, Junction, and Melania Meme. Those are the top 3 in the 1,000. And then trending overall is Uniswap, Visi, and Pudgy Penguins, Tom Lee's favorite one there. So that is pretty much the market right now. Let's jump in and zoom in on Bitcoin a little bit. And let's talk about that. We've got some premium service there. We've got Bitcoin right now. We've got some nice words there from Check My Pulse. We've got Craig in the house as well. Morning all. Good to see you, Craig. Big shout out. And so, yeah, we've got Bitcoin at the moment at 105,432 on the daily. We've got a upcoming death cross, but I'm pretty sure we're going to bounce from that again, just like we have 1 times, 2 times, and 3 times. So I don't think we're going to have any issue there. So yeah, just a bit of a fake out. Maybe it's going to be interesting. The market, or you can really tell market makers when they're pushing this thing out. But $105,430 at the moment, and the 200-day, which is orange, is 108,000. EMA 50 is 110,230. So that's kind of where we are right now on that. That is Bitcoin. And then on the Bitcoin dominance, this is looking bearish, isn't it not? We've got the high back here in June this year of about 66%. We didn't get as high as we did before the 2021 bull market in January. And that wasn't too far after the God mode candle on PulseChain, remember, for New Year's. And that was up at 73%. We have had a lot of structural change since then, of course. Way more coins. Everyone can mint a coin. Everyone can start communities. And the other bit, of course, is institutional investing has started coming in. And, of course, government support. Particularly from the US. So we've had a lot of structural changes along with many other themes in crypto that you can think of. So yeah, here we are at 59.95, or basically 60%. We're going to get altcoin season starting to run now. And if we have a lower high, we're going to have a lower low than we saw before. Will crypto rally be so strong that we get even less than 40%. So that's kind of the big thing there. That being said, we're still expecting tons of capital to pump into Bitcoin, and potentially, obviously, Ethereum will get re-rated as well, a network re-rate. So that's all coming up, and 2026 is going to be an absolute blast. But we're hoping for something pretty awesome in December as well. And so getting good news around the government shutdown, hopefully getting supportive Supreme Court decision on the tariffs. And really, like I say, we've just gotten a video on the 19th, and then the interest rate cuts on the 10th, and it could be absolute game on, right? And we've already had the 2 liquidity events wipe out, so it's time for things to really rally after that consolidation. So yep, 60%. Let's see how it goes, and yeah, fun times. All right, so let's jump over to Ethereum. Ethereum right now is getting almost back to the 200-day. 200-day right now is 3,600, and the 50-day is at 3,900. We're currently at 35.55, so we're just $50 underneath the 200-day, but we're pushing back up there. So that's kind of where we are. I don't know whether we'll get a death cross here. Probably just get a bounce, just like with Bitcoin that's coming out, right? So Bitcoin's slightly ahead here, but that's probably going to be fine going into the end of the year, as long as we keep getting that good news. That's kind of what we're after. And so far, the shutdown has helped towards that. All right, so that's pretty much it on the market news there. No real strategic update yet from the strategic ETH reserves, so I haven't updated that. Probably have that out tomorrow, is my guess, or out later today. Who's been buying some Ethereum? So we'll see. Let's go back. So that's pretty much it on the markets there. We're going to get the PulseChain. You guys ready? And SolidX is pumping, as someone said. JV says, "Look at SolidX." That's we're going to be looking. It's in the title of the video. we're looking at that now. I kind of knew it was going to be pumped before it got pumped. But that is what it is. Spend too much time in this community. That's probably why. We got Peter says, "Are you still doing a section on X1?" I am. I was actually going to do one today, Peter. We are doing Titanx today. So we're covering Titanx, but we'll pick up a couple of Jack Levin stuff on X1. You're quite right. X1, of course, kind of being considered as Solana 2.0 from Jack Levin. Of course, the vampires, we like to call him. And he's vampiring Solana this time. So yeah, we're excited about it. I'm excited about it. I think, man, he's doing a very slick job of ramping up the whole ecosystem. Obviously, you always have to have a bit of patience with this thing. But man, it's really looking good, Peter. So yeah, we'll get into that. Now, obviously, there's still drama a little bit about Zen. Now, Zen probably will get credited and have the burn parties and everything, but that'd probably be, I think it's going to be later than people think, honestly. And even if it is earlier, then I just don't know how much of the network value he's willing to offer up for that, right? Because you got a nice, cool, clean scarcity play out there with the validators and then ramping up. So that's some of the questions I guess people might have. But yeah, other than that, I think the software ecosystem is expanding pretty nicely. And I saw some sneak peeks from XDEX today, looking real crisp there from Jason, the dev there. So yeah, cool stuff. All right, that was like a preview of the review. So let's get into it. Let's get into PulseChain day 913. Here we got a lot on. It's what's going to happen in altcoin season. It's going to be a busy time, right? So let's get into PulseChain. We've got a little bit of green candles, but the market yet not really sure what to do. Because the ProveX website is not up as far as we're waiting for that. The logo has been chosen, but we're waiting for all the finer details. So yeah, that's kind of where we are right now. So Pulse at the moment, 913 days since PulseChain launched on the 13th of May, 2023. Full system state copy of Ethereum on the 10th of May, a few days earlier. And here we are, 913 days on. And we're about 4 months after the SEC. We were free and defeated the SEC once and for all. So we are in blue skies now. Blue skies. Quadruple 0301 is up 1%. 30% of the mean sacrifice price. PulseX right now is at quadruple 0192, still below 2,000. So that is, relative weakness there. The buy and burn sitting at 8.04% based on GoPulse numbers. INC token, $1.14 is up 1.6%. And then we've got PHEX or HEX on PulseChain is at 6800th of a penny, up 1.5%. EHEX at 1700th of a penny, no change from yesterday. Combined price of EHEX and PX is at 8500th of a penny, just about. So that is our results at the moment. Sleeping, waiting for ProveX sacrifice details, presumably, to come out. Now, we've got 960,000 beats, so we're probably 3 times higher than we've normally been in the last 2 weeks. Up at 1 cent for a PulseX swap. The validators at the moment, 52,542. Looks like it's down a little bit from yesterday. And the bridge there, so look, the bridge too far. Great movie. 92 points, 92.75 million. Pretty similar to yesterday from memory. So not too much change there. In fact, let's bring up PulseChain stats. PulseChain, chain. Oh, damn it. Chain stats. Man, I hate the spelling on this thing. Right, so let's have a look at the bridge data, bridge stats, and we're going to look at the daily outflow, and we had negative 100. You can see there, negative 100,000. So we're trying to get that reversal. Just one of the key things that's important for PulseChain, but that can all happen pretty fast. So ProveX is going to be pretty important there. Kind of cool. I remember that they've got this new portfolio too, which is pretty amazing. They've ramped up the coins to 5,000 now on the portfolio, so you can check that out on pulsechainstats.com. Pretty comprehensive portfolio there. All right, so that is the mark there. Let's have a look at the results. We've got 14 million in volume today, so still quite low on a weekday. Think about even for Monday, kind of a low volume. 14 mil, but we got a number of coins pumping. Now, 6 hours ago, we got Sheep Rich jumped up. Now, I'm not endorsing any of these coins. I'm always going through the top 100 trending here on Dick Screener over PulseChain. So just take note of that, and I don't get to check all the coins. So I just want to be careful about that, because some people say, so why don't you talk about this coin and that coin? It just jumped. I just got a whole bag and talk about it. It's that sort of stuff. It's what happens. That's what happens. I try my best, man. I try my best. I'm the only one that does this, right? I'm the only one that covers the PulseChain charts every day. I mean, it is what it is. So we got a Kill RH at the moment. Let's find Richard. Let's find what? Let's find Richard. What does it say? Let's find Richard something. Let's look at this. What does it say? Let's find. I can't see the whole words. What the fudge? No. Let's find something. Richard something. I don't know what that is, but it's been around for 4 hours. It's up 180%. Yoink, which has been around for over a day, it is up 175%. In fact, it's performed pretty well. This is the one where Richard Hart goes through the toilet there. And I think he reposted this one, didn't he? So anyway, that's doing pretty well. 1/10 of a penny. Presumably, it's quite centralized owned because normally they get dumped to infinity. We've got P402 out at the moment, and let me just scroll down from here. X42 Pulse product of the payment layer for PulseChain. Now I haven't checked this, so do what you will with that. You always got to check any of these sites that I'm showing because I don't always get to check them or play around with them, So, but you know what it does, do your own due diligence. Very important there. But that is trending right now. The chart's looking a little bit funny. That's a daily there. Just got pumped out of nowhere. So, be careful out there. Just don't know. All right. But the story of the day is, as JV says, look at SolidX. Well, here we are. We're at SolidX now, guys. And we're at number 5 to number 8. Number 5 to number 8 here. And it's at $2.35 right now. It's been pumped out of the blue, but I knew it was going to be pumped. Anyone that's keeping track on this, probably has a fair idea. But there it is, $2.31 now. Let's have a look at it. There's two camps, right? One camp for Firewall, one camp against Firewall. There's two camps. One camp for Rack and Michelle, one camp against Rack and Michelle. So, do you know what I mean? It's like there's two camps. One camp for Richard Hart, another camp against. You know what I mean? Like it's just like that all the time. You decide where you lay, what team you're on. But we've got Pulse at the moment, up 56%, and it's got pumped today. So it looks like Firewell's pumping this today. I mean, it does look pretty much like that. The LP was pulled, and now the charts are pumping, right? So that's kind of the play there. We do have a comment from Crypto Solves, and this is opinions, not mine, right? He's obviously very good at what he does, but once again, it's his position, not mine. Now he says essentially all LP has been removed, and this was 10 o'clock, so this is an hour and 40 minutes ago approximately. Essentially all LP has been removed from SolidX in the last hour, including LPX positions. Remember, LPX was a little controversial because of the security side of things. The utility of it is very good, but the security side of things was a little bit strange. Also, having stuff on 9-inch is also a little bit weird too. But apparently the LPs have been positioned there. Big brain play loading. That's what Crypto Solve says, or a massive rug pull playing out in front of your eyes. So that's all I say. There's two camps. One camp. Do you wish? Do what you wish with this info. Be careful out there. Now, the one thing, of course, we are waiting for. We are waiting for the staking for for SolidX. Which is also going to get a share of the revenue. And I think there's also burning. I'm not quite sure the allocation between the rewards and the burning, but every tier, there's going to be 5 tiers, bronze all the way up to Firewall categories. Those are the 5 levels. So it's like bronze, silver type of thing, all the way up to Firewall, which is the top one. So the higher you are, the more money you get. Now, the thing is that if you get, I've said this many times, if you get the tokens, if you find the bottom of SolidX, whatever that was going to be, and you get those, then you get to free ride through those US dollar tiers, right? When it pumps, when it does something like this, right? So you get the free ride that. Now, it's just been pumping for the last 2 hours or so. It's got up to $3, and it started pumping from $1.50. So, it's basically a 2x there. Currently up 55%. And the RSI on the 1 hour obviously was overheated. The 4 hourly there obviously has just been working up, but that's already up at 80. But the daily has got heaps of room to move, right? So you could see this multiple. I mean, depending on the goal, if the goal is to get it back up towards $8-9, which is kind of where it was quite a bit of time. It's kind of in the zone here. If you can get it back to kind of that level where it's like, at least $6, if not back up to, $8-9. It spent a lot of time in that area, right? A lot of time. Let's see. That's probably about right. About $9.50. It's been a lot of time in there. Remember, look at that, all the way there. In fact, how long was that approximately? Well, let's say that was, something like almost 200 days. So that was quite a fair amount of time. Of course, then it got sold off and rotated into X game, right? X game got pumped up there, and it was fairly aggressive rotation, like a pretty aggressive rotation, and it went all the way down to where we were at about $1.45, $1.50, and now it's been pumped back up here. So we're going to see how this goes. Certainly got plenty of room on the daily to keep going. And just got to let that 4 hours sort of cool off, up and down, and just pump that up on the daily. So pretty interesting. We got some more comments in the chat. Let me go to those quickly. We got Peter says, glad I sold it all, bought DragonX instead of so deep into the system. Are you wondering what's happened to TitanX? Yeah, we're going to talk about that later on. I've got that up coming up. X Crypto Clip says, what's happened to all the influencers who were 27 hyping X game? Well, I think their links are still up, Zen Crypto. I think their links are still up. yeah, I mean, we're still pushing it. We're not in a big way, but we're going to be ramping up our coverage of X game. But yeah, I think they're still doing it as far as I know. Randy, has he done a game show lately? I don't know. It's a good question. I'm pretty sure everyone's still doing it though. So I will go check. I'll have a look. Interesting question. Peter says the GGN tokens look total bargain. It's worth 800k right now. We're getting a bit of a shell there, Peter. Big shell. So people can check that up if they want to. There, surely if X1 is worth anything, then it's worth 8 mil. Yeah. So he's talking about DGen, which is the token launcher. It's currently on Solana right already, so it's actually got value. And then of course it's going to be opened up to X1. Yeah. Hey, look, Peter, I think you're right on that. I think it's going to be pretty good. Jason's a great dev and seems like he's got his skills in the right place there. PulseChain says, I agree, Superman, the 9-inch partnership is sketchy. It was a little bit weird, right? A little bit weird there. And that's really the only thing that's holding up that volume in there. Otherwise, you've only got, PulseX, 9mm, Tide, and PHEX, and in addition to that, you've got Liberty Swap and others, right? In addition to all that stuff. So, but those are the kind of main ones. And then we've got all the farms, the sort of what I call the small medium farms. There's about 6 or 7 of those, right? Like the Emmet and stuff. 9-inch did a lot of bad stuff. Firewell is part of their team. He has been missing in action. Hope Firewell is okay. Says I think Firewell's fine. Yep, I think he's okay. All right, $2.32 right now. So let's go to the comments. I think they had something else on here. It looks like a bit has been added again, just a few $1 million less than there was previously. Now, we all know that SolidX had the biggest liquidity. Remember that? There was a big battle between PTC liquidity and online and SolidX. Obviously, then we had the rotation X game and back again. So, yeah. So that's kind of where we are right now. So we'll keep tabs on that. But no update from Firewell that I see. At the moment from Firewell. The last update was just about X game and the partner system there. There's no change to happening there. As far as the X game, they've got another game coming soon as well. They've got another chain, I think, being added. So that's just a going concern, as the way we look at it from there. All right, until it's not. It's a going concern until it's not, and it's just the beginning, right? So that's kind of where we are there, and we'll see what happens with the SolidX staking coming out, which is what people are looking forward to, right? Now, with the staking, they're going to have also like wallets and a bank account potentially and all sorts of stuff. So Firewell's got a big vision there. So you either believe all that or you don't. That's kind of the lay of the land there. All right, but he says it's going to be around for a long time, so it is what it is. All right, so that is Firewell and SolidX. So that's been the big story today, big pump there. We've also got ZK Pulse. Now, this is a new protocol, I think, that's just launched. Now, it's been around the token's been around for 2 months and 21 days, but I do believe they've launched their privacy system there. Well, I think we're going to have a look at the X count, and I think this launched today. Let me just double check. I haven't checked it or anything, so just take note of that. Tornado Cash Fork on PulseChain and Giga here. So Giga here says major updates, ZK Pulse code verification system, privacy protocols should be provably safe, not trustworthy. Today we'll release tools so that you can verify everything yourself. And they've got what's new there, so web-based code, etc. So might want to do your due diligence or wait till some of the experts have a look. But at the moment, that's been the big news there. So they've obviously got big updates, not new launch, but big updates there. All right, so that is ZK Pulse. So if you want to do privacy and transactions, obviously privacy is a big thing, and that's why ProveX is everyone's getting excited about that. But ProveX will have to be applied, right? It has to be applied by teams. We saw Pulse Send, the team that's rising through the ranks, providing great utilities. They said yesterday that they're going to be supporting ProveX, right? So Liberty Swaps talked about using ProveX. So the more teams that use it, the more use cases. Then it's going to be, become, functional and presumably burn tokens off. So we'll see how that all plays out. What else we got going? Atropa, number 11, is up 12%. So that's kind of our top 10, or number 10, I should say, is reserve day. That's up at 12%. So those are our leaders today. So really the only one that, I guess, ZK Pulse, SolidX, I don't know, X4402, I haven't really looked into it too much. Those are sort of ones there, and Reserve Tay that are kind of we're familiar with a lot. Going below the top 10, we've got Atropa up 10% and Teddy Bear up 10%. So we only got 12 coins on the trending list up 10%. And then we've got, of course, James Maria. And then we've got Love.io at number 13, just under 10% there from Anderson, Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson. We got PDC De Grays there with the die pair, always the top one, right? It seems so. It's number 15, up 9%. We got World's Greatest PDI Printer from OG WebChef at number 18. That is up 7.5% there. Finvestor at number 22, up $4.46, is up 7%. And then we've got what else coming down here? Doubt Token, one of the pump tire memes there. RH memes is at $4.23. And that is number 25. And we've got a 5 million market cap on that at the moment. Let's go down a bit further here. Number 29 is Staked ETH, the PRC 20 fork. It's up 3%. BBC token there from the 9-inch exchange is up 3% there. What we got, UFO up 3% there at number 31. PDC De Grays sitting at number 32, 33. And that's currently up about 2.6%, but still not off the bottom, right? So let's have a quick look at PDC De Grays. And still not able to break free, right? I want to break free. I don't know, I couldn't help myself, but it's got to break free, and it hasn't done that yet. So Prairie Banana, he's earning his money. He's earning his money, but he's doing a great job as covering it. And yeah, you go check him out. He does is it daily updates? He's pretty regular anyway. Definitely check him out, PDC there. But it's probably maybe just consolidating now. It does look very consolidating, and of course you're just going to be looking for a little bit of a break to the upside. Get some moving averages in there might help as well, but certainly that's where it is. Let's have a look at the weekly RSI. I mean, it can still go down technically. It's at 39, but I think it's been showing a bit of good support here at the moment in this top of the range. We had that sort of range where it might go. It's at the top of that still. 4 hourly there, yeah, it's at 50 on the RSI. So just zigzagging around at the moment, consolidating. What else we got going? Let's scroll down a little bit further here. We got a 9-inch down at number 37 here. ICBM, which was actually up the top here before the live stream. It's just come down a little bit there. But ICBM, a great team there, up 1.7% today, along with their SCADA token, not far away from it, number 41, up 1% as well. Trump token on the pump tires is up 1.4%. These were all, I think, a bit further higher before the live stream, so they've all come down a little bit there. Pulse Puppy at number 42 is up 1%. HEX is up 1%. Pump tires up just almost 1%. So look at pump tires. It's kind of the main token there. Now, pump tires should get a lot of lift from Liberty Swap activities. There's the other site too that's doing a front end for pump tires. Was it PulseSend? I think PulseSend as well, doing some sort of front end for pump tires too. That's coming up as well. So we have got quite a few cool little new sites coming up to support pump tires. So that could be pretty cool. So at the moment, 6400th of a penny is the old pumpity pump. Let's look at the weekly. That's the weekly there at the bottom of the range. So we'll see whether that's enough to lift the old pump there on pump tires. What else? ALGO at number 52 is up slightly. HEX derivative waiting for HEX to move. Incentive token down here to Fitzgerald Company. Let's have a look at the old Fitzgerald Company. This is the idea that 4 guys would hold up the coin and that they'd never sell and it would just keep going up. But I think one of them sold. So there's only 3 big holders now. So I guess that's what happened there. We had a big volume play. Look at that. Funny enough, I had seen this before. Sometimes I think I was at deja vu, where you have like deja vu thing. Like sometimes I don't know whether things just repeat themselves so much in crypto that you think it's deja vu. But it's just like, man, I had this thing when people were talking, because I watched the guys on the stream and that, and, open-minded, right? I was open-minded, like to be supportive, don't want to be negative Nancy or whatever, or a Karen, maybe a Karen. But it just seemed too good to be true. I can't take my eyes off it. It was just too much, and so it's just a big sell down anyway. It is what it is, and it's managed to find some sort of floor at the moment. We'll see if it can stay up there. What else there? We've got scrolling down a little bit further here. We got pump tires die, and we've got fetch there as well, both flat. Now that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for the new Oracle, right? Signum's coming, but let's have a look at Tetra and see whether the website's updated yet. They said it'll take a few days, but it does seem taking a few days indeed. So maybe a week. That was what they meant by a few days. But Stu, apparently that's just about here. So we're excited about that. We're excited about that because Tetra is going to be a pretty unique piece of tech on PulseChain that's going to open up a lot of DeFi. A lot of teams are going to use it as well. And then, of course, it's going to open up Signum Oracle. They said a couple of days originally, but it'll probably be 2 more weeks, the usual. But Signum is going to be a big deal. And it's going to have more expansive features than just fetch the telefork here from Liquid Loans. And so we're excited about where that will go. Now, I'm not sure how many people are using fetch how many protocols are using fetch. Let us know in the chat there if you guys know anything like that. Sometimes some of you guys that are more nerdy might have picked up some of that. But yeah, we're looking forward to Signum. And then hopefully it's going to open up, PUSD, ALGO, and other projects as well further down the line. All right, so that's kind of our top 56 at the moment. Are green. Everything else is slightly red. And that includes some of the heavyweights, to be honest. We've got, GoPulse there, Vouch, which is the number 1 validator, just down slightly, not a lot. PulseX down here at the moment. 9mm, of course, the big DEX down 2% right now. Let's have a look at 9mm. We had a look at, did we have a look at 9-inch? I don't think we did. Yeah, we're not really looking at 9-inch anymore because it's a bit of a dog's breakfast now. Let's go to the daily there. We're at 1 cent at the moment, 1 cent on the old 9mm. Now, this will probably get re-rated pretty hard, right? This will probably get re-rated pretty hard. They did do their profits, and their monthly profits came out for profit sharing. Was in the monster thread, so I think it was about $21,000. Congratulations over there. And what are they earning in the volume? So the volume at the moment doing about 1.1 million, which is pretty common. That's common volume that we see. What is dominating the volume over there? Well, Richard Cause, SolidX, PCock, those are all kind of dominating the volumes there on the old 9mm. Right, so let's keep going. Keep going down here. We're in the negatives. People wanted me to talk about the reds. You got the reds down here. Well, some of the heavyweights. I do this every day anyway. I don't know what they're talking about, honestly. They were talking about TitanX in particular, but it's like I've been monitoring TitanX every day. It's not like I look at TitanX before I get online. Not every day, I guess, but most days. And if it's going green, I'm going to talk about it, right? So it's gone green today, and we're going to talk about it today, right? It's going to the play. It's been down at the bottom, so we've been waiting. We've got Sparta there. We've got Source Unminimal. Down the bottom here, Zendog. We've got all the PCocks here. PCock here was up over 18.5 cents, 1.8 cents. It's down at 1.64 today after the Pulse launch there. But those fees just generate, so that's just going to keep going. What else we got going? We've got X Game down here at down 8%. So let's quickly talk about that briefly. And we're down at 4200th of a penny. So this is solid X Game right now. So we'll keep a tabs on that. I will probably pull a bit of information together on that one, so stay tuned for that a bit later. What else we got there? Unity. Unity had a little pump yesterday, remember? A bit of counterintuitive pump. Look at that pump. Well, it's actually 3 days ago, and it's just down a little bit now, 21 cents, and it's just coming up they're not far away from the third phase, right, day 89, where the mints come up. So let's have a quick look at that. And I think it's only a couple of days away. Let's have a look. It's 80 to 85, so we're only like 4 days away, guys, from the big supply event. We've got more supply coming out, and I think it's going to be different from Taurus on Ethereum because we've got 8.7% liquid. So really are getting a lot of stakes. A lot of people are staking here, so we'll keep a lookout for that. But we have got a lot of volume coming out in the next couple of days, so take note of that. But Unity holding up pretty well. Big shout out to Cryptographics out there. What else? Liquid Loans is down here as well, down 11.5%. Even though they're doing a lot around the conferences, the charts not looking too good. Definitely still at the bottom of a consolidation range here at 5,605,000. Everything waiting for PulseChain to re-rate, and if PulseChain re-rates, and maybe ProveX is the thing to do it, then all these get more valuable. These utilities, arguably, even the liquidity forks. Even the liquidity forks. Although it looks like we've got a juggernaut liquidity fork coming to PulseChain and multi-chain, and that's going to be Vault 369, right? So that could be pretty awesome coming up. What else? That's pretty much it for our market coverage there. Let's jump over to the TitanX briefly, I think. So TitanX at the moment, we've got a bit of a move on today, the old pump and TitanX. So let's have a look at the charts. just moving change back to Ethereum now. And yeah, look at this big rally we had. We're at 6 zeros, 1100. We rallied all the way up to 6 zeros, 1500 almost, not quite, 1476. And then we've had a bit of profit taking coming back down to 1250, and now we're at 6 zeros, 1274. So it's not up that much relative now, but it was certainly having a bit of a tear. What's it up at the moment? So 15%, but it was up about 34%. So it's just the beginning of the move up. Is this the final time? Not quite yet. We've got a nice green candle here, but we've still got a long way to go. So where would it be that we might get a bit excited about this? Let's see. Yeah, let me see. We got the charts here. So yeah, we got down pretty low, down to 6 zeros, 1000. Even 7 zeros, 9700 is the very bottom there. But if you want to get excited, I guess we need to get back over 1600. That'd be pretty nice, back over here. And certainly by the time we get up to, maybe 25 to 2700, we can bust through that. Then we're starting to, make some new highs, aren't we? So this is on the weekly chart. So we'll keep a look out for that. But it's a good little green candle. Now the buy and burn is not activated, is what I can tell. So if I'm wrong about that, I'm pretty sure that's not. Yeah, that's where we are. So DragonX up 38% on there. On the back of that, remember DragonX is on top of TitanX. X28 is TitanX, but it's the Omni-chain version. That's the one that we're expecting Jake Sharp to launch a protocol to burn the X28 somehow, or to at least use it. And of course, that means bullish there. The ratio to TitanX at the moment is 0.86, so it's a 14% discount on the actual TitanX, which it's equivalent 1-to-1. It's up 22% right now. The other big one is Hyper. Hyper is on the back of TitanX as well. It's up 25%, and Hydra is on the back of DragonX, which is on the back of TitanX, and that is up 57% right now. So Hydra, they're having a good day in the office at the moment. So let's have a quick look at that. You had a big, nice rally there. In terms of DragonX ratio, was up against DragonX, so not bad there. It's a 15-minute chart. That's the daily chart there at 8.1 cents. So not bad, little move there. Helios is up 37%. That's on the back of TitanX as well. Volt's up 24% on the back of TitanX. Taurus up 23% on the back of TitanX, sitting at 10 cents. So nice little lift there. And that's despite having a lot of liquid, Taurus there. It's kind of interesting. Flux on the back of TitanX up 43% there. Morpheus, which is just launched on PulseChain with Switch. Now it's not the same. Obviously, Switch is different, but it's the same developer, Brandon there, and that's up 35%. Phoenix is, funny enough, down 18%. Someone dumped out of there or rotated out of there. Baby DragonX, the meme coin on the back of DragonX, on the back of TitanX, on the back of ETH. That's up 40%. They're all these layers there. We got Blaze up 32%, LegendX up 18%, Element 280 from the dude who we've had on the show a couple of times, a very, very smart guy, very, very cool guy, is up 45%. Viper on the back of DragonX up 38% there. So we've got some nice little moves. Ascend on the back of DragonX, on the back of TitanX up 35%. Uranus there on. So Uranus was the first token to go to base chain. So the first Omni-chain token there. That's up 17% at the time. It's at 3/4 of an X28. So it was launched at a 1-to-1 ratio, if I remember rightly. So that is a slight discount, but it had been a premium of about 3.2 or so. And so that was very good for the first couple of months. At least. So kind of cool. Flare on the back of X28, which is TitanX basically, 41% there as well. E280 is also up 34% there. So kind of cool. And then some of the other ones I think are on the base chain as part of the Omni-chain strategy expansion. The developers have tried to do their best to continue on, particularly the dude, mad scientist Stevie D, and the Utah crypto boys. They have continued to build. Jake Sharp has not been anywhere to be seen. Of course, talking about building this X28, but the leadership pretty bad, especially when you compare it back to the good old days. Now, this is crypto, guys. Anything can come back, and of course, they're sitting on a big bunch of fat Ethereum sitting in TitanX. Come on, guys. It's going to have its second day in the sun. Even with any technical issues around the buy and burn there, they're going to have some pretty big moves there because they're sitting on a fat $16 million worth of Ethereum just in the buy and burn, 4,452 Ethereum. And if Ethereum, gets re-rated like we've been talking about, that could be worth $100 million in no time at all, just with a bit of patience. So how long is he going to leave it there before he starts turning it on a little bit? We'll see. But that is what it could do. The other thing, of course, not only is there the buy and burn balance just sitting in this wallet, let alone the stuff that's sitting in DragonX and Helios and stuff, but you've also got the stake payout, right, for the 8 day, which is not on that tab. Where is it? On the payouts tab, which is down here, and that's got another 1100 ETH there as well. So that's another $4 million, and that's getting closer. That's 83% the way through to be paid out, and a lot of that is going to go to DragonX and Helios, right? So, hot doggity dog. And then, of course, if the price of the ETH suddenly re-rates from 3,500 to 10,000 to 15,000, all that stuff just goes up at a multiple, right? And so it's absolutely game on. So some cool stuff happening there with the old Titanx. So hopefully that was a quick overview. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And that's going to lead us on into back to PulseChain with the monster thread. But we are going to quickly talk about, before we get into that, talk about X1. So let's bring that up. So X1, let's bring up Jack Levin, and because he did have a couple of good posts overnight that I want to talk about, and that ecosystem is expanding very, very handsomely, let's say. Now, if you guys haven't got the Strategy Club, I strongly recommend you do get in there. The link's in the video description on YouTube and pinned to the top of the X profile. It's only $35 a month. Fantastic. It's not an investment club, so it's not like Randy Alasky's kind of group. No permissions, which you should check out. It's pretty much an intelligence crypto club there, but well worth getting in there as well. And I'm constantly passing intel. So I'm here all the time, and so anything I think that's of particularly good stuff there, I put it in there. So yeah, we also have chats and discussions and all sorts of stuff like that, monthly reports as well, which I need to get back onto doing. So stuff like that is in there. So join up. We've got some more comments in the chat here as well. We've got Queen Pui in the house there. Queen Pui has reposted trim. Appreciate that, Queen Pui. Big shout out to you. And Hero goes live, says Hero. Hero goes live tomorrow on Base and PulseChain. So there we go. There's a multi-chain launch. This is Vets. Vets keeps changing your name. Vets. That's Vets in crypto. It's now Hero 501c3. I like that. Isn't a 501c3 some sort of trust setup or entity setup in the United States? I think it is. Kind of cool. All right, so let's get to. I'm trying to find this update that we had. Let me see here. Which is the one? We had quite a few here. Let me scroll back up here. I think. Let me see. I just want to start. Where am I starting here? We might start here. Let's just start here. So let's just start here. I don't know if this is the right place, but we're going to go. So this is X1, which is basically like a Solana 2.0. This is basically Solana done right is kind of the idea. It's got all the latest bells and whistles, the technology, and it's from Jack Levin, right? So he's been ramping up the ecosystem utilities to make it a flourishing ecosystem, and he's just added the limit orders to the new trade setup here. So you got market orders, limit orders straight out of the gate. So straight out of the gate, they're going to have limit orders. And that's pretty nice little screens, right? I love this sort of stuff. I like this kind of layout. It's very, very cool. Then, of course, they've had other stuff, perpetuals and prediction markets. They're going to have that too, right? So straight out of the gate, perpetuals and, so they're going to have deposit withdrawals, again, liquidity. Going to have, they've got strategies in here, all or nothing, partial fill, up and down. So, lots of stuff happening there. Of course, XNT is the main fee coin. That's the same thing as ETH or Pulse. And so that's what everyone's after right now, being allocated to the validators right now. Solana X1 is coming. So the deposit bridge, right? So deposit there that people can do. That is actually open at the moment, but there's hardly anything in the faucet at the moment, or at least they're buying. Cool one there, the bridge design. Looking at the cool bridge. Cross-chain bridge there, Solana X1. And so that's cool. I've got connecting there on the testnet. There's some of the cool stuff there. So very, very cool. I like the greens as well. So nice there. Work begins on the native wallet. So they've done that too. They're basically forked backpack. So the backpack's got a red symbol on it, basically backpack there, which you can play around for Solana and stuff. So I've been doing stuff there with Claude and stuff like that. What else do they got there? They got this is not Jack Levin, but this is a validator pool, Ripper pool, which you can actually delegate to. I think you can delegate to the Ripper pool with your XNT. Getting hold of XNT, of course, pretty hard these days. So you've got to be careful. People offering you to do deals, but you just don't know whether it's a bad deal or not, if you get my point. Wallet MVP is out. If you are a validator group, you can try it. So obviously people can download that. I have already downloaded that. So it's just a fork of Backpack. So, but it's all set up for X1. Kind of cool. Now, what else have they got there? Yeah, so there's just the browser there for Chrome. You can download the wallets. And this is the kind of where I wanted to start it, actually. This is after X1 mainnet launch. I figured having better diversified Oracle feed than Pyth or Pith is probably a good idea. X1 Oracle system was born. Next, it was time to test the Oracle. The natural choice was prediction markets, which we saw earlier. Vero markets were born. Vero markets needed a better wallet integration, so Backpack was forked. We saw that bit earlier. Validators were asking for more XNT to stake, so X1 Solana bridge was developed, where people can basically, swap their or at least deposit the USDC from Solana over there and get XNT. I think was the way it works. They get a yield boost. I think was it 14%, something like that. 30 days to into mainnet. 1 million lines of code later, all systems go. So things are really ramping up really nicely, and so you're getting all these really key utilities to make it really flourish. What else we got there? Yeah, X1 wallet again. X1 on Androids. What else there? Now, another thing that's being launched as well is third-party teams are launching their own stuff. So you actually got quite an expansive, rollouts. Now, ZenPub is basically the information site. So if you're thinking like, I guess, PulseChain Stats or Pulse Coinless or something like that, this is kind of the closest thing. I would say they're probably like those. The user interface is not as nice, but their technical ability is very, very high. So the ZenPub's been really good there. So x1vault.com, permanent data storage on X1 and Solana is launching soon, and they got a sneak peek of all that. So you can sort of see the cool things. So they got create, storage, marketplace, X1 Vault there, any file type, permanent storage, indie encryption, secure marketplace. So that's going to be pretty industrious as well. So that is kind of cool from that. So we've got lots of things happening. So it really is really booming there, getting ready to rumble. Now, the big thing, of course, is the DEX and DGen. Someone mentioned DGen earlier. Who was that? Who was mentioned DGen? Someone mentioned DGen earlier. DGen. Someone down there mentioned DGen, and DGen is the coin launching site, which is already activating on Solana. They will have a dual feature where you launch on X1 and Solana at the same time. So if you like pump tires or any token creation sites, that's going to be good for you. The other side of it, of course, is XDEX, which is the main DEX, and that's really what's going to make things really flourish, right? So that you've got a place to buy and sell, and we've talked about that before, right? So farming, liquidity pools, delegating to validators. You can delegate rather than running your own validator, and you can also single side staking pools and stuff like that for XDEX, which is going to be the main token for the DEX. And that's also, once that launches, that's when, if you've been doing Zenblock mining is the proof of work side of the X1 chain. The proof of stake side is run by validators, and that's currently where all the XNT is being allocated to and staked. And so the Zen blocks will then suddenly be monetized once the XDEX is up, because people will get those tokens airdropped to them, which is not XNT, which is the fee coin, but Xenium, XNM. And of course, there's also other tokens, super locks, which will probably staking boosters, is what we understand at the moment. So we'll see what happens there. And of course, there was what was going to be the DEX token, which was X unicorns. I don't know what's going to happen with those. Don't know what the destiny of those is going to be, given XDEX is coming out. They've got their own token, and they've now been bought out and bought into the X1 team, along with Jack Levin and Sun Tzu. So that's kind of a summary of things as I know it. You can see for yourself that there's a pretty rapid expansion of some key utilities coming straight out of the gate. And once that XDEX and DGen launch, you've got quite the ecosystem with an Oracle and all these other systems being made out. It's pretty neat. All right, so and then of course it's about vampiring Solana, right? That's kind of the play there. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so that's X1. So we've done Titan X and X1 today. That was the bonus round. We're already under an hour. We're still under an hour, which is amazing. All right, so that is the mix. How many other chains? Let's do all the chains, guys. I don't have that much time of the day. All right, let's go. So those are some of the cool opportunities ahead. Let's get to the monster thread though. PulseChain weekly monster thread. It's coming. Shall we do a drum roll? We should. Ta-da! All right, that was it. What a crazy show today. So here we are. We've got the monster thread, weekly monster thread number 27. So 27 weeks. So we're just past the 6-month mark, and now we're into the next 6 months. And big shout out to MBS Crypto. He is the editor in chief of the monster thread and also the promotional lead for the Crypto Night show. As you guys know, we do 4 main things here. We do the daily live shows. We do the monster thread publications and another publication that's coming. And we also do promotions for small, medium, and sometimes large teams. And we also do something else, which is forgotten my mind. We do social media, something else. I can't remember what it was, but we do X Spaces and other stuff like that, which are coming up as well. So that's kind of some things. We're doing something else. I just can't remember what it is. But anyway, I'll get back to it. We'll get back to it. Oh yeah, we got our social discords and all that stuff as well. So I guess we're doing more than 4 things, but those kind of what some of the stuff we're doing. All right, so the hottest news, of course, and the titles today for this one: Richard's ProveX, Matt's shout out, and PulseChain Singapore, and much more. So let's get into it, folks. We had Richard Hart as the first story there, announced ProveX along with a series of massive giveaways from an anonymous donor for best guesses and logo ideas. And I think it was, I don't know, was it maybe $25,000 to $30,000 a prize giveaway from an anonymous donor. So it was pretty epic. And we had the first picture that come out about ProveX, which was coming out, and we covered that. Mr. Prove, if you remember. I've heard a new project is launching. Details within 24 hours. I'm excited. Be ready. I think that captures the enthusiasm. There was a massive X space on the back of that, of course, and many other spaces and YouTube shows on the back of this. It's caused quite the excitement in the PulseChain community. Really woken up some people as well. But we got KR Krath there, Strident Citizen. They had a massive X space in particular on the ProveX, and had some pretty big community appearances there from B Roots and Money Gang Crypto, Funding Gym, and many others. Crypto Hitman. They're all there. Then, of course, we had the big news about Matt Wallace. This was huge, and this was from Brother KG from Internet Money. Matt Wallace has got 2.3 million followers, and he wants to make Internet Money Wallet the number 1 wallet. And also that means that PulseChain gets a huge pickup and a massive new audience has been hit. And, of course, Matt Wallace there, 2.3 million. That must put him in the top, I would know, probably top 500, if not higher, influencers on X. We know that by comparison, Xavier, which came on board to the PulseChain community several months ago, he's got almost 500,000 followers, and he's ranked somewhere between 1,400 and 1,700 biggest X influencers in the world. So that would make Matt, definitely up in the big leagues there. Now the Vault 369, that contest was on from Fast Abdul, and that's been pretty exciting. So we've been seeing a lot more contests and giveaways lately. Obviously, Richard Hart's ones. We've also got Fast Abdul there with Vault 369. Now that is going to be quite unique. It's going to be a multi-chain, multi-collateral fork of Liquidity. And that platform is currently showcased, but it's not operational yet. So the launch is apparently very, very soon. So it looks like they're getting ahead of schedule from there. So Vault 369. Now the token is already trading. It's a pump tires, so it was a fair launch there. People can go buy and sell it. Apparently, I'm not sure what his ownership are. Hopefully, it's 82%, which is the kind of the max period there. But anyway, main contest with thousands of dollars in prizes and BSC NFTs. So a couple of people have already won several $1,000s from the looks of it. So check that out. All you have to do is join Telegram there for Vault 369. You'll be able to participate in that. And apparently that is ongoing, those contests. So if you like to win some free crypto, especially while the market's still relatively down, and then check that out. Of course, we are expecting PulseChain season to start kicking into gear, and perhaps ProveX, when the website goes live, is going to be the beginning of all that with some sort of sacrifice project process, particularly if they're just Richard cores. That'd be pretty amazing. So Hexkin's Fortnightly Hangout is also back on the scene. We had Captain RG3 and Brandon, 2 of the big OG influencers. They're some of the largest OG influencers in PulseChain. They went live on the Hexkin's Fortnightly Hangout. We need to talk, they said, drop in some wisdom. So big shout out to both the Captain and Brandon. You can see a picture of those two guys there. They had a great little chat there, a nice mature chat. The other big thing, of course, Matty Allen, obviously, one of the two conference kings. Well, he's had to share his crown. We've got two Roman emperors, I guess, now. We got Matty Allen there. Conference announced the 6th annual online HEX conference will be January the 6th to the 9th. So put that in your calendars, guys. January the 6th to the 9th will be the 6th annual online HEX conference. Isn't that amazing? I think that's amazing that we're getting that far ahead. Isn't it crazy? Really, really cool. Krath, what did he say? Krath was on the 9-inch team, right? I don't know, actually, Zen Crypto. I don't know. I do not know the answer to that. The only one I really followed on the 9-inch team was Hexy Bastard. There was about $16 million raised in the sacrifice for that. Yeah, I don't know who else was involved. All right, so October, the bridge updates, which was pretty cool. We got Crypto Soul, one of our 3 what I call analytical influencers on X, and he shared an October PulseChain bridge update and mentioned that there was quite positive activity or net flows from Hyperlane and a Liberty Swap Fi. So Hyperlane is being integrated into a couple of applications. I think one of them is Pulse CoinList. I think they've incorporated Hyperlane for USDC transfers. I think they do it via HUSDC, but I'm not sure whether they're actually showing that. Maybe that's happening behind the scenes, but that could be worth checking out. And that is 0 fees to do that, so it might be an option for some people. Obviously, Liberty Swap as well is also bringing in some net capital flow as well, so it's kind of cool. PulseSend updates. PulseSend updates. Travis Connors made a post about PulseSend. Now, PulseSend is one of these sneaking guys. This is one of these sneaking utilities that's expanding. Some people obviously are already onto it, but it might be the one worth checking out because this could end up being quite a big team. And they're just slowly growing in size, and they're rolling out more, utilities and offerings. And they're now up to 1,631 followers, so they're slowly creeping up on people. So definitely we're checking out, and they're going to be supporting, the ProveX. They're going to be an early adopter of ProveX. So keep a look out for that. The first Photon Axiom type platform for memes and pump tires is coming soon, and that's from PulseSend, right? So let's have a look at that. So they had a little sneak peek. I'm not sure whether there's any sneak peek in it, but they had a little sneak peek of pump tires here. But I actually think we got a better upside from the actual post here from Trevor. So let's have a look at Trevor's. So he posted this little sneak peek here. Look at this. So we've got new tokens, graduating and graduated tokens. So looks like that could be very popular for PulseSend. So PulseSend there is sneaking up the easiest way to send, receive, and trade crypto assets and on PulseChain. So they've been rolling out heaps of products there, and I've been keeping tabs on that. So maybe it's something you guys might want to keep a lookout for there. I do believe they're having an airdrop for the first, I can't remember how many it is, 1,000, 1,500 holders, but that might be worth checking out as well for the early holders. And I think they reached maybe $500,000 in trading volume on as well. So they're sneaking up on people, sneaking up. It's all pulsing. we got Pulse Store prizes. The PulseChain store, man, aren't they the best? I mean, they're just continually giving out free T-shirts and prizes. They get it's crazy. They're crazy good. PulseChain store. If you haven't checked it out, check out the PulseChain store. The premium merch store for all things PulseChain, HEX, and PulseX. They got lots of stuff so you can go buy there. Definitely check it out. And they've announced a massive competition for customers worth close to $3,000 in value for the lucky winner. So awesome stuff there. You can see a few little pictures here. They've got all the stuff in now. So big shout out to them. 9M DEX revenue. As I said earlier, they have made 21,000 for the monthly share, so it's pretty cool from 9MM. I think they sold out the NFTs only a few months ago, and people have been earning some nice little crypto there. So remember, they're still doing about 1.1 million volume or so. Mostly Richard Cores, SolidX, and now Liberty Swap adding to the mix. Vouch validators. Vouch, of course, added 19 community validators up to 386 now. They've got 4,662 validators at the time of print, and they're our number one validator on PulseChain. So I really love these business models, guys, because this is bringing blue chips to PulseChain. I really, really like this, and you guys know I want to see more investable products on PulseChain. Not just stuff that Richard will move, through any mechanism he does, but actually standalone projects that will actually deliver a lot of value. It's great having the pump tires and the pump and dumpers, the DGNs, all those things that people like to speculate on. That's all high risk. I mean, it's at the high risk end, but we do need a good amount of protocols that people can just, sit in there, earn nice incomes, and not too much to worry about there. And we're definitely getting it with projects like Vouch and presumably they all have slightly different risk return profiles. I don't want to say every project's exactly the same risk class, because obviously generally crypto's risky anyway. That's why we have the chances of having magical X's, but within that brand, that's really cool to see, with the income from validating and the income from the reflection token inside the Vouch. Really cool idea there. That's why to some degree that PGC Degrade did so well, right? Had all that, the first DAO and the reflection token and the locking and the staking and all that sort of stuff. So, but this is kind of going to the next level now, with the validator sitting at the backbone of PulseChain. Really cool to see that. So fun times. Privacy portfolio checker. I get a lot of people asking me about this. Oh, Wiz, do you know a good tracker, a portfolio of that? Now, there's lots of different options around, out there. So, GoPos, HEX Scout. There's so many of them out there, and all of them do a lot. But do they do it all? And that's the question. Well, it looks like PulseChain Stats is definitely pretty close to offering it all, pretty comprehensive. And that's out now too, with private features as well. So that's kind of cool if you put your wallet in, it's not tracking you and all sorts of stuff. So that's pretty cool. So that came out too, the privacy portfolio tracker. I don't know if we've got a picture of that actually. Do we have a picture? It's got all these things. Look at it all. I mean, it's huge. I read it out the other day, and that's a link. That's a link there. You can just add your wallets. Awesome stuff. So looking really good there, and it has all these things that you can track. I mean, it's just about everything that a lot of people would be keen on. And I do believe they've expanded their tokens to 5,000 today. And they just launched the thing, so that's pretty crazy. T-share report from Hexifire, and of course he just did an update where that 2041 T-shares are now available, so people can get T-shares that are maturing in 2041. They do a 5-5-5-5 day stake, 15.2 years. That's all the way out there, 2041. 2041. That's out there when we got the cyborg attacks and the wars. Remember that's coming up, man. Do you remember I was fighting in 2041 in the cyber wars? I don't know whether I'll be fighting there. I probably won't be alive, but 2041 cyber wars. It was brutal, man. It was brutal. We had the AI wars. It's Terminator stuff. Anyway, I was going to go on, but I'll stop there. So we got routes to Liberty. Liberty Swap, of course, routes open up. This is the big phase roadmap of November. Very bullish for the Liberty Swap. Routes between Ethereum and PulseChain are now live on a Liberty Swap, enabling instant trading assets on both networks. So that was very, very exciting from the Liberty Swap team. So really cool. They've been hitting their milestones. What do we like about this? Well, they say something and they do something. OMG. It's not like 2 months later, 5 months later, 3 years later, these guys do something, and maybe they have a day slippage at most. I mean, these guys are just crazy on delivery, and they delivered that like a boss. So, and this is just the November roadmap. December roadmap's going to be, I think, OMG, guys. I think it's OMG because we're expecting the incentive and staking and lots of stuff to come up, and the meme coin drops. I think people are going to really like that. So that is Liberty Swap. I'm not sure we got anything else on that today. Let me just quickly check, because they had another one that I want to talk about that's coming up. They have applied for CoinMarketCap. They're already on CoinGecko, but they've applied for CoinMarketCap, and they talk about, wouldn't it be hilarious to see PulseChain PCock suddenly jumping into the top 50 on CMC, pulling in 90 million views a month? Yeah. So that's how many views they have. Look at that country rank there, 90 million views a month there on the site. So a pretty popular site there. Now, that's not what I want to talk about, though. Let me just scroll down here. What is that all about? I haven't even seen any of this stuff today. Normally, we've been going through a lot of this stuff every day, but I haven't done that today. How much time have I got? Do we got enough time to do it? Well, we're getting pretty close. Yeah, so this is coming up 17 hours ago. It says, so this is the next phase coming up this weekend. So it said, friends, I'm extremely bullish about our ETH mainnet, a wrapped ETH pair. So we just had the Pulse pairs, we've got the stable coins, and now they've got the ETH pairs coming out, ETH mainnet to ETH PulseChain. I think it's going to be highly popular. We can literally connect Uniswap and PulseX through this route by adding enough ETH to the LP and lowering the swap fee to 0.1%. This would allow assets on PulseX to be swapped with all assets on Uniswap seamlessly and instantly, which I think will be massive, absolutely massive there. The fees will be so sweet. The bird will get nice and fat, and liquidity will rock there. So kind of cool. All right, so that is some of the stuff in there. I'm not sure if any of these other things, so we're going to read those today. They're definitely applying to PCock. Apparently, there's a $5,000 fee to get your application through on CoinMarketCap. Isn't that terrible? They're in charge of everything these days. Yeah, so I think there's going to be a public donation towards that to get that listing. They've already put the paperwork in, so as you can see, but now they're being charged. So yeah, I think that's some of the stuff there. So yeah, let's see how it goes. I'm not sure what this post is. Fun. You've learned welcome to PulseChain, study PulseChain, and buy and burn. Yeah, I think that's it. So that is from Liberty Swap. Let me just jump back here. I think we're going to jump back again. And so that was pretty cool news. So more rolling out there. PCock protocol is here, and we've got the old swap there between Pulse and Rat Pulse from Ethereum to PulseChain. Isn't that awesome? That's so good, guys. That's so good. The best opportunities, Wolf Vision, another one of the popular PulseChain influencers out there, shares his thoughts on INC. And the topic is the best opportunities in crypto are usually staring back at you. So go check that out from Saint Wolf. It's got a very groovy show. And definitely check that out. We got PulseChain in Singapore, and I love this. We got highlighting some of the community around the world. So good. We got Crypto Sujin here. He's been doing a great job, doing videos and stuff. I think he was on one of those famous buildings in Kuwait or somewhere, or Saudi somewhere. But yeah, it's promoting PulseChain in Singapore. Let's see if he's got a little picture here. It does, yeah. So he's up on top of this building all the time. That famous one where you got the pools and infinity pools and stuff. Does a great job there. So definitely check out Crypto Sujin there. Doing a good job. Now, we did some honorable mentions. PulseChain box there for the famous OG. Pulse Prize by Marzian Dev. O Curve there from 0369 and Carrera, Georgia. We had Skada by Yuri, and we had AJ Rip City. RH is coming home song. So if you like a bit of music there, that's the way to go. Now, 4 projects that are highlighted in the community posts. We got Heartwood Dog, episode number 3 from the Hog, Emmett Farm. Their new high APR farms, which are doing pretty amazing. That farm's really well designed from Chorus. Rhinify, of course, have got their Pulse Treasury. They're charging every 28 days, so check that out. And then a Vault 369 huge meme contest, which we talked about a bit earlier there. So this is hilarious, guys. If you haven't checked it out, Chronicles from Hog, the ultimate anime series on PulseChain. It is of Hog, which is the main character, Somi, and Andrew Tate, and it is hilarious. They even got Greta Thunberg there. I love this stuff with Somi with his eyes taped up because he's been forced to listen to some video from Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about science all the time. It's pretty hilarious. So some great clips from episode 3. There's going to be 6 episodes, I believe, in this series. It's a series between the 2 seasons. So season 1 was Pulse of the Fallen, and now we've got the interim series, the Chronicles, which is hilarious, guys. Andrew Tate and Nat and Hog fighting around. That's pretty fun. So definitely got to check that out. The previous ones, episode 1, you can't fight Tate, and episode 2 does Bug Eaters strike back. So you might want to watch from episode 1, 2, and 3. And there's a little teaser down the bottom here of Greta Thunberg there, which is I don't know. Now that Bill Gates has said that the climate catastrophe is over, she's become a little jihadi. little jihadi Greta. Now she's torturing Somi. What a monster! What a monster! How times have changed. No, I feel sorry for her. I think she's been very manipulated, unfortunately. Yeah, she's just got her eye poked out. Somebody takes no prisoners. Neither does Pikachu. Pikachu's flying around with his little electricity. But check out the old series there. It's looking awesome. Big shout out to Heartwood Dog, guys. They're doing amazing. PulseChain has its own anime series. Isn't that amazing? Now, the Vault 369, this is coming. This is a groundbreaking lending, guys, because Vault 369 is coming. And the token's out already, but this is going to be a multi-chain, multi-collateral liquidity fork. It's impressive. It hasn't been done before. As far as I know, I'm not aware of anything like this. We always have a single collateral, typically single collateral, single chain liquidity forks. There's about 35 of them in the world. I think we've got 4 out of the top 10 on PulseChain. And now we're about to have a multi-collateral. Now, how does that get valued? That's the question. I'm really always interested in evaluations. And it surely should have some higher value. If you added up the sum of the chains and then you had the cross-chain aspect, does it get some premium there? That'd be pretty interesting. So we're going to see how that plays out. But they're doing a lot of big giveaways right now. So Fast Abdul, of course, well-recognized community member and I guess the project founder. is leading the way on this and running many other projects as well, for that matter. And this is just snuck up out of nowhere, which is really, really great. So another heavyweight protocol hitting PulseChain, and it's got a little demo as well, so you can check out the demo. That's what it's going to be like, but then operating, it's going to be pretty impressive. And people are going to be able to earn up to 24% on VPulse, and also, so it's got connection to Vouch as well, but also people are going to be able to lend up to 91% TVL and at 0.5% fee, no interest. So it's a no interest platform, of course, liquidity forks, and they're going to have multi-collateral, multi-chain. It could be very popular, guys. So we're going to keep a lookout for that. The Vault token's already available, and that will be able to be staked, as I understand it, and earn some mucho grandes. Pretty cool there. But they've got the competition, so check out the Telegram right now. RhinoFi, or Rhino team, these guys have been crushing it every 28 days. They fill up the old Pulse vault with the reflection token, and that's used to pay out Pulse to burn the supply. They've got giveaways, and they've got a new thing coming up, guys, and you can see the cycle there just filling up the Pulse. How much Pulse they got in here at the moment? 338 million Pulse in here. And they've got how much in the actual burn current. That's the treasury. It's kind of the treasury there, the charging cycle. And then they've got 29.5 million still in the current buy and burn, I guess it is, by Rhino with the Pulse. What else they got there? The contract there. Yeah, they've got a alert there. A massive upcoming drop alert, exclusive whitelist for top 50 Rhino wallets only. So if you want to get in the top 50, should be able to get a participate in the snapshot there. I definitely jump into the Telegram group. The other thing about RhinoFi team, these guys are so nice. They're so friendly, and I really like that. There's some teams out there in the PulseChain Telegram, not friendly, man. Got to be friendly. Got to be supportive. If you don't believe me, go into some of the Telegram groups. They need some cultural change. They need some cultural change. So if we want to be a welcoming community. Now, obviously, we get rid of spam and things like that and all the rest of it, but really should be try to be as welcoming and open as possible within reason. So check them out because they're amazing, the old RhinoFi team. Finally, everyone wants to earn some hot yield. Well, Emmett Farm is really providing a lot of that hot stuff there. You've got the Emmett Control Center there. I love that with the map. Everyone's controlling there. But if you want to supercharge your yields, get some passive income, if that's one where you want to allocate part of your portfolio to, then it's definitely one to consider. They do, if you stake, they do have reflection token of 5%, but if you stake your Emmett tokens, they do have single-side staking pools for that, and you earn EDI. So if you want to earn stablecoin EDI, you earn that. The other big thing, of course, they've got very well balanced, not only reflection tokens, but emissions, and that makes it a very sustainable farm. So it's been very good like that. And they've also had big burns in the past. Some of the juicy APRs at the moment. So they've got Emmett Pulse, Emmett Inc., Emmett PulseX around 70%, 50%. They've got Vouch Emmett there. They've got some of the popular peers, guys. PCock, Surf Token from Crypto Paradise, PC the Greys, SolidX. Some of these are over 100% as well. So definitely worth checking out there and see if any of that suits you. But Emmett Farm has been crushing it there. So big shout out to Kairos and the team. They're doing an amazing job there. And that's been running for a long time. And there's a cool little animation there. Look at that Emmett. Isn't that cool? I like that. All right. So finally, obviously, we've got the Superman Crypto Show with all the details. We've got a reference to a lot of the great information sites here, Batias, 9mm, Liberty Swap, etc., PulseX. But we've also got, obviously, the joining up to the Strategy Club. If you want to join up, that's the link right there. And also, finally, a big shout out to the community here. We've got Pulse Guy, Yeet, and Pinksy. A big shout out to those communities. They've been kind of trending on the old PulseChain lately. So that is the Monster Thread, guys. So if you want to share it out, if you're busy during the week, it's perfect to catch up on everything on the PulseChain. If you want to onboard new people, perfect for that too. So this is the Monster Thread. And give it a read, share it around, and catch you next week for the next one. No, I'm just kidding, but definitely check it out. It is pretty awesome. Big shout out to MBS Crypto, puts a lot of work into that. Big shout out to Serge there. He posted the stream. Appreciate that. We've got Vinny in the house there. Everyone, let's go PCock. So we've got a big PCock supporter there. Big shout out there, Vinny. And that is the link there on the Monster Thread. Bam, bam, bam. All right, share that around. What else? I think we're on X. Let's go to X here as well. We're going to post it on there too. Read Monster Thread. So we write it there. Read Monster Thread. All right, so bam. There we go. I'm going to put that up. So bam, bam, bam. That's all I can say. Thank you very much every single day. All right, that's enough rhyming. All right, so that's it. How's the show going? An hour and 24 minutes. Man, we rocked it. We rocked the DMV. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. I enjoyed it. And like you say, we've got ProveX potentially coming out anytime now. Let's have a quick look at Richard Hart, see if he's got anything out. So sometimes he surprises us, right? I don't even know if I've got the link there, Richard Hart. And let's see if he's got anything out right now before we wrap up the show. 2 hours ago, he posted something. Oh yes, that's right. So let's quickly go through that. So we've got the logos. Shellgate's won that, and then of course Richard Hart put out the ProveX info. So this is the Telegram group. So if you want to get in there quick and check that out, then you can do that. And that has already got 4,500 people in it, I think. So the ProveX Telegram already got 4,500 people in that. I believe it is. So that's growing really, really fast. If you guys want to join that, I'll post the link in the chat there. That is the ProveX, and everyone's, hopefully they'll get some early intel maybe, but that is the link there to ProveX Telegram. All right, what else we got there? And 2 hours ago, best community ever. I'm so encouraged by all your kind words and interest in new and powerful technology. It's great to know there's so many people out there looking out for the best interests. You guys are awesome. So there we go. That's from Richard. And, there was a little bit of confusion at the beginning, but I think most people are starting to realize that actually it might end up being a very big deal, particularly for the PulseChain cause. So we're going to check it out. Hopefully the website will be out soon. And then there'll be more talk about the features and what's going on and the implications for PulseChain. So we'll keep tabs on that. And just never know. Maybe at some stage, maybe in December, we might even get one of these, right?
You could get a god candle at any moment. You could get a giant candle at any moment because it's easier to get because it takes less economic energy because there's less for sale.
So that was from the beginning of the year. We've got Richard here in the video too, which is pretty cool. What does it say there? Hello, PulseChain. That was from the 7th of May, that one. PulseChain, PulseX, HEX, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and free speech. I won for us all, which is pretty cool. So big shout out there to Richard. What a show. Tin Top's in the house there. Big shout out, Tin Top. Thanks, Superman. Hey, most welcome. Hey, we've got a great bunch of people watching right now. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. It was a pretty fulsome coverage. We covered PulseChain. We covered the crypto markets, covered the stock market. We covered TitanX. We covered X1. And we covered the monster thread. It was a pretty full show. Hope you guys enjoy it. Take care out there. Always do your due diligence. Nothing's a financial advice as usual. But I hope you enjoyed we're sharing the journey together. That's kind of the play there. All right, let's jump away. We've got to leave now. Bye, goes well. I will catch you guys again tomorrow around a similar time. I have to be a bit more flexible at the moment, but I'll see you again for the daily show. So take care and bye for now.